Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, please join us. Join my journey through creating these beautiful pieces for everybody around the world, and give it those thumbs up. It's very important to do that, to circulate the video and have the video be recognized. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your beautiful comments in the groups. And feel free anytime you'd like to ask questions. I am here to help you with any pattern of mind that you are creating. Do not hesitate. If I don't answer you back right away, it's because I'm on the other side of the world in Europe, and our time zone frame might not meet at the same time. But no worries, I do get back to you as soon as I can. So I had created, as you all recall, a lot of use, this centerpiece table runner. And now I've been creating, I already have the tutorial out that I posted up today, of this flower that I will be attaching throughout the whole pattern. Now I was thinking at first to do a 3D, but because the pattern itself is gorgeous and it's got so many details onto it, I didn't want to take away the focus from the pattern to the 3D flower. So normally when you have something so good like that in a pattern, you try to be neutral, simple with flowers. Now, if the pattern is simple and not so detailed, then you come out with a 3D flower and you make it shine. So I didn't want to dress it up too much with flowers. So I made a simple flower, but end result guaranteed it will be awesome, gorgeous. Okay. So like I said, I did a tutorial already on both. I will leave the two links below if you want to create this table runner. And we're going to get started on that. So, of course, once you create the flowers, by the way, which the best thing if you're creating this table runner, you need to create only the middle part and leave the last row to do for the attachment onto the pattern. So don't do the last row, do the middles first. Get quite a few, I don't know the size you'll be making because it depending upon your pattern. This pattern is quite big, so I'm not even sure how many flowers it's going to take, but I've created already quite a few, and I'm sure it's going to take more than 24. So we're going to start by the more, a little bit delicate at the edge of the pattern, because obviously I'll be putting on the sides of the pattern, like I'll have the flowers here on the sides. So the sides are very easy to attach. It's a little bit more delicate onto the edges. So very simple. So basically what you would do as you're creating the last row, you would get to where you have to do your 2 chain separation between the 2 double crochet groups, because it's 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. Now we're going to get it right onto the corner, and we're going to do back to back, and we're going to do here on the corners, we're going to do 5 chains. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to grab exactly the last one here on the corner, the double crochet here on the corner, and we're going to close that in with a single. Okay, now we're going to count 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one. That means you're going to skip one from the top, and if you're counting from the bottom, it's 4. We're going to do single crochets all the way to the first one. So that's 2. Of course, my stitch is always very tight. 3 and 4. So you have 4 single crochets. You're going to come back into your pattern, into your space where you have the other 2 groups, because you have to finish creating the other 2, and do 2 double crochet. Now you're going to go into the next space, you're going to do a single, and then the next space you're going to do the 2 groups of double crochet, and you're going to do 1 chain. So I just have to put the pattern here because I have to keep checking how much space I need for the pattern. Just lower this a little bit of the camera. So like I was saying, this is going to stay here on the camera. Sorry. This is going to stay here on the corner. Okay. So we're going to finish doing the edge all the way around. For this corner piece, we don't add anything else to it. Okay. Until we add the other flower here, and then we'll attach to it. So basically, you're going to do the 2 chain separation. Try to pull my pattern here up. Kind of complicated. I don't have that much room here. Okay. And then back in the same space, you're going to do your 2 double crochets on the same space. I'm going to pull my thread here. And next space. So there's the only attachment on the first flower is on the corner, and then the other ones proceed. So 2 chain separation, and on the same space we're going to do 2 more double crochet like that. Okay, next space we're going to do a single, and next space we're going to do the 2 groups of double crochet with 2 chain separation in between them. Now this is a big pattern that I made because of my thread being a little bit thick. The best is Lydia number 10 to make this table runner, and it would be perfect for a 4-seater, 6-seater. Anything after 6-seater, then you can go into Lydia number 3 would be the perfect size for the wideness of the table. This is huge. So imagine even with the flowers, it's going to be way bigger and way larger because it's going to take flowers on both sides of the pattern. Okay, so we're just going to continue doing this all the way to the end, and then we're going to close it up at the end on the 3rd space, and you can cut your thread, and we're going to proceed with the next flower to attach right next to it. And as I go, I will have to count the space because I have no idea yet at this point, obviously, how much space I will need to separate them. I'll see once I lay them down as I go, then I can play around with the space on it. Okay, so we're doing the last 2 groups here on the same square with 2 chain separation. I wish I had something to throw me thread constantly. And then the last, I hope I wasn't too much off camera. That's my bad habit, not looking into the camera if I'm on camera. Still getting used to all of this. It hasn't been a year yet that I'm with the channel up. I apologize for that. So, cut your thread. Now, I like to tuck in all my dead ends already. I don't have to come back anymore to it. So I'd like to make a knot, tie all my loose ends. A lot of you that follow me know that I like to knot in all my patterns, my loose ends, stitches, so nothing comes apart, and also you don't have to come back to it and deal with it anymore. So there's 2 knots already on there, which is perfect. Now this is going to stay in the corner. Try to pull it up a bit. This is going to stay in the corner like this, okay? Like that. I know there's not that much space here, but it's going to stay like that. And then the other flower is going to be added on to here. And then the sides, I'll have the other flower added on to there. So we're going to go into the second flower. Okay, so I've done a few. Can't do much because you have to attach it onto the other pattern here, so just do a couple. And once you've done a few of them, when you are on your 2 chain separation there, we are going to grab the second one. Okay, not this one, because this one is going to be attached after to the other one. So we're going to grab from the one that's attached, 1, 2. On the second one, back to back, single, come back in the same space and close it in with your 2 double crochet. Next space, single. We're going to do the 2 double crochet. We're going to grab back to back into the other one that we left behind. Close it up with single. Come back in and do your 2 double crochet. Okay, single. Next space. Now we're going to do again 2 double crochet. We're going to attach this into the corner also, so we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me see if I'm right. Okay, so we're going to do this attached into the corner also, so we need to do 5. You're going to come to the corner, you're going to close it in with single. You're going to count 1, 2, 3 on your 4th space, single, next space, single, and next space, single. That's 3, and your last one, 4. You're going to come back in the same square, and you're going to do your 2 more double crochets. I think I have a big knot here. Next space, single, next space, 1, 2. Now I'm going to lay it out to see where I am going to attach it to, because I don't want it to be pulling either. So we know that the one that's going to go here on the side is going to be attached to these 2 here. Check first. Okay, might be these 2 here, because I think one is going to stay in, and nope, it's going to be attached to these 2 here, like that. I have to keep playing with it, you have to understand. And this one, well, we're going to skip. See where we have the 7 groups of double crochet. So the first one is where we attach the 5 chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 groups of double crochet. And I'm going to attach my first one after the corner, right on the first double crochet here from the 7 group. Okay, so I'm going to grab back to back the where we have the first double crochet from the group of 7 on the pattern, and do my 2, and then I'm going to lie it straight and see if everything's okay. Next space, single, and if it's not, then I need to push over. And this is how we play with patterns. Okay, so we have that one attached there, and I'm going to attach, we're going to skip 1 double crochet here, and I'm going to attach it on the next one. Okay, so that means 1, 2 on the 3rd square, but I'm going to do it right on top of the double crochet. So very simple. it's always hard is to get that first lining of the one side edge, because don't forget what you're doing to the side, you have to do it to the other side, the other edge. So now one single, next space, double crochet, and again double crochet. Just going to lay it out to make sure that everything is fine, and it is fine. Perfect. So we don't need to add anything else here, or no attachment, because the other flowers are going to attach it. So 2 chain on the same space, we're going to create the 2 double crochet, next space single, and next space 2 double crochet, I had to add some thread because I had made this one for the tutorial and I had cut in the thread, so I had to adjust a bit of the thread here at the end. Had to add more thread onto here to finish up. Okay, and we are going to attach it here on the 3rd space. And close it in with single. Now you can cut your thread. And with a smaller needle, you can come from behind, make it a knot, so you're always secure. And then you can come underneath here where your stitches are, underneath here. Grab your string and pull through it to hide it. And you're going to have a perfect finish on it. So this is my thread that I had attached on, which I'm going to pull it through here a bit, just before I cut any extras off. We wouldn't want to damage the pattern, would we? I made that knot, so now it's a little bit harder to come through. Okay. We try our best that we can to hide all these little loose ends. And like this, once you're done, you don't have to bother with it anymore. So you take a little bit of the time now, because then when you're finished, you don't want to deal with it anymore. At least I don't. I mean, that's just the way I am. Okay, so now we have the 2 attached. Now we go into the 3rd attachment. Okay, again, so we have the 2, I did a few only, and we're going to grab the other flower. So we're not doing this one, that's right next to where we attach. We're doing this one because we're going this way, right? So we do the 2nd one, back to back, close it in with single, come back into your square, next space single, and then we're doing the double crochet 2 times, and then we're grabbing the next one that we left behind and closing it in with single. Come back into your same square, and again single, next space. So we're always skipping a space with a single. Okay, now we need to, on these edges, we always need to stretch them out, make sure that we're putting it in the right. And this is good for you because if you're making any other pattern, and you want to use it this method, then you need to keep doing this. You need to keep stretching it out to put it on. Okay, so I am going to attach 1, 2, and 3. So on the third space from the flower that we attached, so 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to attach it on the double crochet and not in the center of the square. Okay. And then again, come back into the center and finish doing your 2 groups. Next space, single. Next space, we're doing the 2 double crochets. Now, again, we need to lie it out and make sure that we are going to attach it on the right space. So, just gonna see how I'm gonna attach this on here. Okay, you guys, so we've attached it on the third space from the square. Get you a little bit more of a close-up. 1, 2 on top of the double crochet. And then we skip 1, 2, 3 on top of the double crochet. Now we always have to line them up because we don't want to make boo-boos here. So now we're going to skip again 1, 2 on the third square. We're going to, right on the third square, we're going to back to back, tie it up with single, come back and do the other 2 double crochet, next space, single, and then 2 double crochets. And you have to keep, like I said, lying it out to make sure that nothing is pulling. So we're going to tie one more time this third one here. So we're going to skip. So we have this on the, again, we're going to skip 3, 1, because we have this right on the square. So we're going to count that one as 1 where we attached our little corner here. So 1, 2, and 3 right on top of the double crochet on the third space. We're going to attach it again. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to attach it here. And then come back and do your 2 doubles. Next space, single crochet and 2 more double crochet. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep stretching this. This is only for the edge, the first edge, because then you copy the next edge, you know, so you have to play with it. Now, we are gonna do, again, we're gonna skip from the one that we attached. We're going to skip 1, 2 on the third space, but we're going to do a 5 chain, okay? My pattern keeps running into the ground. Okay, so back to back, 1, 2 on the third space of the square. We're going to, oh, no, I have to do the 5 chain, sorry. 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we attach 1, 2, and 3. So third space. We're going to count. You're going to skip a space here going down. So we're going to do 4 singles like we did on the corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. come back into the same space and do your 2 double crochet, next space single. Now we're not going to do any more adding to this flower. 2 chain separation and 2 more double crochets on the same space, next space single, and next space the 2 groups of double crochet. It's always hardest is, you know, to get it going the first line. Once the first line is done, you're okay. The last single and tie it in at the end here. Now, before you even cut the thread or anything like that, you need to always stretch it out. Make sure that everything is in place. So let me count here a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's on the 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I had it 14 from each side. Okay. So this is going to stay that way. Now we're going to add the 4th. I'll show you here how it is. I know the camera is a little bit too small, but okay. Now we're going to add the next one, which is our 4th one. Okay, so I've added 3 in. Sometimes I add a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Okay, so again, we're going to grab the second one from the one that we attached. We skip this one because we're going to come this way and attach it after. And oops, wrong. Okay, let me do my single here. 1, 2, okay. And attach on here. And then do your 2 more. Do your single. Do your 2 more. Attach it on the next one we left out. Takes patience for these things. You know, you want to create something nice. Well, you got to put the little effort in creating. It takes a bit of work, but you know, you got a beautiful end result. That's just the way it is, you know. Okay, so now we are going to do a 5 chain now because we are going to attach it on the same place as where we did the 5 here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come into the same place where we have the 5, where we did the attachment on the 5 here. On the same square, we're going to touch this one. We're going to skip 1 here and going to the next one, and we're going to do the 4 single crochets. 3 and 4. We're going to come back into the square and finish off the 2 groups of double crochet. Next space single, 2 more double crochet. We need to lie it out and see where we're going to attach it. I can pull some string here. Okay. So we have it on, let me just check here a second. So that means we have to do 1, 2 on the 3rd space. We're gonna follow now this one here, okay? For the attachment on this one. Okay, this would be like the center, okay? So now we're gonna do, so we're gonna count 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna count 3 squares. So it's starting to make it easier on us now. See, it's only the first few, and then you just copy the rest that's going to meet up with the same stitches as we started here on this side. Single, 1, 2. So we know that we had to skip from the one that we did here with the 5, so we skip 1, 2 on the third place we attach. Now if we look here, 1, 2 on the third place we attach, we're going to skip 1, so we're going to skip this one, and we're going to attach on the next one, and then we're going to skip 1, and we're going to attach on the double crochet. Okay, so we're going to skip 1, we're going to attach it on this one here. See, it's starting to become a little bit easier now. Remembering that if your pattern is smaller, it's a whole different ball game again. You have to keep measuring it. If you're creating a different pattern, or you know, you want to absolutely use this this type of method to put your flowers in, then you have to keep laying it down like I have. Okay, so we have these 2. Now we need 1 more. So we're going to do we're going to skip 1, and we're coming into that one. I'm going to give it 1 chain stitch because I don't want it to pull. So if your stitch is wide, you probably don't have to do it. So we're doing it right on top of the double crochet like we have on the other one. Oops, what am I doing here? And my pattern keeps falling. And finish doing your 2, next space single, next space 2. So we know we are not adding any more here. Let me just confirm. Let me see. 1, 2. Let me just confirm here a second. Okay, so another way to do it too, to make sure that you're not mistaken, because we are adding this side now, and it has to be the same measurements as this side. So remember the squares we started counting off? So we basically, we are on this pattern on this side, right? So we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the 14. So that means we did the 14 on this side, counting these squares to add up on the same place. So it's 14 on this side also. And then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. On the 11th, we close in this one, so we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we close this one. Now we're going into that one. So you count from the corner square 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now we have the last one to put in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's on top of the double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do it right on top of the double crochet also. So that's like a perfect way to know that you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That you have the right measurements, so it doesn't balance off, you know. So very simple once we get the first few ones in, and then you finish doing your 2 groups. And I think we're pretty much done with this flower. So we're just gonna close it up and tie it in and proceed with the next flower. Now I've done these ones the same flower method on other patterns, which was thinner, not as wide, I should say. So 2 chain separation on the ones that were not attaching, and it was much faster and easier to count. This one is way wider, but it's gonna be a beautiful masterpiece for sure. So you do your 2 chain separation. Of course, you're not attaching, so you do your 2 chain, your single on the last space, close it in on the 3rd space, and tidy up loose ends. Okay, and grab any space back here, pull your thread through it, and I am going, if I can get all my thread together, trying to make a little knot here and there, but see, maybe I can get it through this one here. And I'm gonna make a knot because I want to make sure that nothing comes apart. So, and then you cut whatever you have left over. And you stretch out your pattern to make sure that it's not all crumpling up on you. So now we're gonna add this one here just before the corner one. So you're gonna use the same method. You're gonna count from the corner where your first one is attached. So you would count 1, 2 on the 3rd space. So you'd count 1, 2. So you know your first one's going to be attached there. And then your second one's going to be attached here. And then you have your 5 chain that will be attached on the corner. Okay. So I think it's starting to take shape. What do you guys think? I hope that you think it's good. I'm hoping. So we know that here is our middle piece. And if you look, it goes directly down the middle. So this is the half and the other half. So you go right down the middle. So I didn't even look at that. I'm just looking at now. I had just counted from the squares down here, which totals just perfect. Okay. Okay, you guys, so we are doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one, which would be this one here. I think there's too much lighting on here. Let me see. Or maybe not enough. So we need to count again. We need to count. We're doing, don't forget the 5 chain on the corner. But we're going to start off by the one here. Okay. So we don't do the first because we're going to do right after this one. So we close it up with a single. We do our 2 double crochet. We do the next one single, 2 double crochet. So we need to count from the corner how much space we need. Actually, not yet. We need to do the other one here. Almost forgot about that. We're going to do this one here. A little bit close up. 1 and 2. I don't know why this looks so dark. I don't like it. I think it looks better. Okay. And then going to the next space. 1 2, and then of course we're going to count from the corner here of the squares. 1, 2 on the third space. So you count from the corner here of the squares. The pattern's quite big. So 1, 2 on the third space. Now the third space, we have it right on top of the double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. I want to make sure that I've got this on. Back to back, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to close it in with single. Come back and do your 2 double crochet. Next space, your single. Do your 2 double crochet. And now we're going to put it on, as you see here, on the first double crochet from the first square. So grab it here, the first double crochet from the first square. And go back in and do your 2. Next space, your single, and next space, your 2. And then your 5 chain. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to grab. Now, I didn't tidy up this. So I have an extra stitch here from the pattern, because I always like to give it an extra stitch. Better to be extra than to be short, because you could always take it down like this. I'm going to pull it through here. I'm going to give it a knot, and we're good to go. And I'm just going to pull through the loops in here. Of course, my stitch is always very tight, so this is good. Got the excess. And now we're going to do our 5, attach our 5 chain into the first double crochet here on this corner. Doesn't matter if you go right in the square. And then you're going to skip a space on your, you're going to skip a space here. You go to the next one, you do your 4 singles. 2, 3, 4. And then come back in and finish up your 2 double crochet on the same space. Next space, single. And then continue 1, 2 chain, and your single, and your 2 double crochet. So you know you have your 2 chain to do only where you're not attaching. Okay, and then next space again. So finish up and then close, cut your thread at the end. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are on our 6th one. Okay, so now we are going to grab this one here, the second one. We're going to add it on, 2 double crochet in the same space, next space single, next space 2 double crochet, and we attach back to back and 2 more double crochet in the same space. Now this one here, we're going to do the 5 chain going right into the corner like we did the very first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to grab the same space on the corner here where we have the other one and do the same thing. Skip 1 chain, next space, and we're going to do 4 single crochets and then come back in and do our 2 double crochet, next space, single, and we close off now the rest of 2 chain, the rest of the flower. Okay, so, and then you cut your thread. Okay everyone, so we're going to come back to the very first one that we put on. Just back it up a bit so you can see. So the very first one, the very first corner we did. So now we're going to attach it into 2 places. We've got our 2 grooves, so now we're going to attach it right here. Skip the first one, and we're going to the second one here. So instead of having 6 now, we're going to have 5 flowers. So it's going to keep cutting down now, okay, the rows until we end up with 1 at the end. So we're sort of making like a triangle, like a V, let's say. Okay, now we've attached this one. Now we're going to attach it here. Come back in. So the hardest was just getting the first 3 in to count your space, because then, you know, the other side, you just look at the first side and you copy the same amount of stitches of separation. And then this one is pretty simple also to get it in. So now this one's here, as you can see. Okay, so obviously we're going to tie it here and here on the 2 places. Okay, and then we close in and we get ready for the next flower to be attached right after. So we grab our first space here. We come in and do the 2, next space single, next space do the 2 again. Remembering you can do whatever colors you like, even one color only, this is perfect, beautiful pattern for it. So back into the same space, do your 2. And the next space single, and then so on. So pretty much I'm going to show you where it's attached. 2 chain separation, back into the same space, and 1 chain. Okay. Now these little threads all over the place. Okay. So try to back it up. So as you can see, so because then on the sides we're going to have the other flowers going down. Now remembering, I'm not doing this tutorial on the other side either. I'm going to do just a few here just for you to see. And then you know that the other side will have the same, on the same direction, the same amount of distance on rows per flower. Now, so now you know that this row here, we have 6, the first row. So this row will be 5, the next row will be 4, the next row will be 3, and the next row 2, until we have 1 left. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, wait a minute, 11, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So one edge itself is 21 flowers. So automatically we know that we have 42 flowers on each edge. Don't know how many it's going to take on the sides yet. We'll get to that when I finish one side, then we'll know the total of everything. So at least get 42, because it's 21 flowers on each side. So 42 flowers prepared for your edges. Okay, so I'm going to close this up and start up the other one. Okay, so we are going to touch it on the second one here. Oops, not from here, sorry. Let's do my single. What is wrong with me? I have to do it from the middle. Two. On the second one. No chain. Next one. Next space. Sometimes you just overthink and you're just like keep going on your double crochets, and then by the time you realize you have too much. Okay, so now we're going to tie it here, obviously. And then we continue. My hands are tired, they keep pulling off the needle. And now we're going to go into the next one. Okay, you guys, so for some reason or another, okay, we know that we need to attach to here. So I think we need to, in order to get there, I think we're gonna have one left behind here, because I think I had to do another to match up, to have 4 done here in order to have the right amount. I needed to do another 5 chain here, but that's okay. We'll leave one out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to see if this works out. If it doesn't, then I have to play it another way. And that's usually what happens with patterns. Okay, so now we have to grab this one here. Be nice if I can grab like maybe both so I don't leave them out. Let me see if this works out. I gotta see if it's gonna work out. Oh, it can work out. Okay, so you can grab both at the same time by putting the needle through the back. Okay, so no biggie there. There's always ways to figure this out. So skip 1. And we'll see once it's done. If it looks funny, I'll take it down. But if it doesn't, we're gonna just keep it as is. I guess the only issue is going to be on the second one, and even the second one from the left also is going to be the same issue, which we'll just have to do the 5 chain. So no biggie, doesn't change anything. Ugh, my thread's stuck. So my thread was stuck, and then my pattern keeps falling off this table because it's pretty big. Okay, so I'm going to give it 1 chain here because we need to attach it on this one here. And I don't want it to be pulling. And if it pulls, I'm going to give it another chain just to make sure. So I want to check it so it doesn't pull anything away. I think it worked just fine. Let's see. I think it worked out. And we're going to have the same issue on the other side. So we're going to have to do this 5 chain also for sure. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so we're going to close this pattern up, the flower here up. We're going to close it up. 1, 2, single, 1, 2 chain, 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to finish mine. Okay, so yeah, so the point with this 5 chain here, it's exactly what I was thinking. Because I've only used 3 spaces on the flower here, it would have to even out if I had used 4 spaces in order to have the right amount to attach everything else. But it still works out fine. It doesn't change anything on the pattern. It just gives it that nice little 5 stitch like we have at the end. So that's all good for me. I need to tidy up this loose end here that I got so carried away with that 5 stitch that didn't even tidy up my loose end here, and I don't like that. I like to finish it up. So that works just fine, and that's going to happen the same thing on the other side. When we get to that flower, we have to do that 5 chain, because again, I've only used the 3 on this side, so it's balanced out. So we're gonna have to do the 5 chain when we get to it. No biggie, no issue. It doesn't change anything on the pattern. It's all good. Okay, so now we are going to attach it into these 2, into these 2, into these 2. So we're going to attach it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. Okay. So we're going to attach the first one here. Come back in. Do your single. Back in with your 2 groups on the next space. Attach on the next one here. And also you could always pause, take pictures and see how they're placed if you get mistaken, or rewind. Because sometimes I do close-ups and then I do far out so you can see, because then you won't see where the stitch is being stitched on, right? Okay, so we did these 2 here. Now we got to do the 2 top ones. Okay, so now we're going to God, the pattern keeps falling off. It's just so big, and sorry about that, but I need to pull it up. It's just that I stretch it out and then I pull it up, and that's how it goes. Okay, so we are attaching this one here and then the next one. I wish I had a bigger table, but even though the bigger table wouldn't fit in this area, because this is my nail hair salon here on the back of the house where I work. So it wouldn't do me any good having a big table here, because I am a nail tech hairdresser. So, and I work out of the house. So, okay, so just for you to see where I'm at, let's back it up again. So we are on our third flower, and so it's attached here. Now we need to attach it on here to the top one, okay? And everything falls back to normal except for the next flower. I think that's where we're gonna have to do the 5 chain to balance out. No biggie. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this one here, do our first and then continue on. Sometimes what you can do is when you have your flowers all set up, you can place them in a diagram and mark in a piece of paper and make little dots where you need to on the flower, on the paper, where you need to attach so you don't get lost. You know, that's another way there to get it together also. Okay? Just little hints here and there, you know. You learn as time goes over the years the best way to figure out certain techniques, best way of hold on a minute. What's going on here? Okay, I'm at the end. Okay. So we pretty much attached them in 6 places like I told you. But I skipped one. Not good. See? This would have been a big no-no. I skipped my first one here. Thank God I looked before I closed out this flower. So you have to be careful too. So I had skipped one, not good. So you always stretch it out and make sure that you have attached them in the right places before you close out your flower and cut the thread or yarn, whatever you're using. Because then it's a pain to, oops, no chain. It's a pain to get everything back on together. And sometimes you do this like 10,000 million times, but you still get mistaken. You know, it's just the way it is. There's just so many patterns to remember every single little detail about each pattern. Okay, so now let me just back it up again so you can, I guess, okay. So we have attached it here, 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 and here. And now we're going to close it out and we're going to go into our next, which this flower I believe is the one that we have to do the 5 chain, because it's going to be like this one here. Going to be out of balance. Okay, so let's close out. So we are 1, 2, 3. We are on our 4th one, so it's not this one yet. We're going to add the 5 chain. If I get a little bit of lighting here, yes. It's the next flower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Weird. Yes, it's the next flower. I'm getting all confused. I don't know why. Okay, let's close in with this one. See what happens. I'm going to close it in. And get more lighting up here. So it's the next flower that we need to do that attachment. Oh yes, that's right, because it's the first one that we have only 3 added on there. I don't know, where's my brains? I must be tired, people. Don't mind me. I was like confusing myself for nothing. I mean, sometimes that happens. Good God. Between the tutorials and clients and the housework and the responsibilities, you know, your mind sometimes plays games, you know, it's just the way it is, I guess. So don't get confused about this 5 stitch. It's the next flower that we're going to do that on. Okay, so we're grabbing again the other flower. I'll show you in a minute once I've added on so it doesn't confuse you. And show you where it's been attached to. And you can take notes, make a little diagram on a piece of paper, and take it from there. And don't panic, because I see a lot of you panic sometimes over a few stitches here and there. You shouldn't do that. I mean, these things are common things to happen when you make mistakes and things like that, you know. It's always fixable. Okay, let me back it up for you. See if I can probably get this. Okay, I think it's much better, the lighting. So I'm going to push it over a bit. As you can see, so the 4th flower was attached on here, on there, and on there. Now, if you realize, this flower still has 3. That's the one we're going to have to do the 5 chain up here. We're going to attach it here, and the 5 chain is going to go here. So it's the 5th flower, okay? For some reason, I did it on the 2nd flower here. I thought I was going to have to do it on the 2nd one here, but no, it's going to be on the first, on the left side. That means the 5th flower, which is fine. It doesn't change anything in our book. Okay, so we're going to add our 5th one, and hopefully we'll get it somehow, because I don't know. It's just sometimes you can't figure out certain errors or certain whatever. I believe that's what it is, but you know, at some point, sometimes you better not even overthink it, because then, you know, that's what happens when you overthink. Then you want to take everything down again, you know, over one little stupidity of an error or something, or miscalculated. Anyway. So I just want to check something here just to make sure. I'm going to keep those. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same 5 on this side, but it's going to be on the first one, not on the second one. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything on the pattern or the look. You won't even notice. So just going to have to leave it at that. Okay, so go to your next space. And you see we're going to have that one out. So we'll figure out from there to do a 5 stitch if we have to. Try to figure that one out. Stretch the pattern out. So we also know that we have to attach it into the first one here. So in order to do that, okay, I'm going to do the 5 stitch now. Okay, so we can have it all under control here and not 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so we don't panic. So I'm going to grab it actually from the top. Let's get it closer. So from the right side, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to grab the back part of this one, pull through everything and close it in. And this is how it stays the 3 here. So that would be like 3 attachments there. Same thing as we did the 3 attachments up here. We're going to have it here. Okay, let me figure this one out, people. Really, this is like... This is the only way really to go about. What do you want me to do with it? If I go through here, and then I'm going to come through here. Okay, let's try this way. It's still the same thing. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, let me just pull it here so you can see what I've done. So I pretty much did the... I don't have that much room here. So I pretty much did the 5 stitch there and grab both because we have this one out. Okay, and now we're going to attach this one here and we're done for this sec. Now the other ones should fall all into place because now we have all the stitches back into normal because I used the 3 up there. It was not balanced out. If I had tied into the pattern with 4 in the middle, then it would have balanced out, but it didn't. So no issues. Doesn't change anything on here. So let me see, what do I need? I need to attach this last one here. I'm going to do 1 chain because I don't want it to pull. And if I needed to do 2 chain, then it wouldn't change anything on the pattern either. So as you will see, I will show you, it does not change, nothing whatsoever. So you know that the other side we're going to have the same issue if we pin it in the same way as we did the first rows. So you'll have to do these 5 chain attachment, which is fine. I mean, you don't need to break your head with it. It's very simple. So that's like a big boo-boo that, yeah, that's so noticeable. Pattern's too beautiful to even look at any issues or problems. At first I couldn't figure out why was it doing that. Then I realized because I attached it only with 3 up top. So obviously I'm not going to have the balance number in the bottom on the other side of the flower, right? So, but I couldn't attach it with 4 because then it would have been all crumpled up. So I wouldn't do anything if I attached it with 4 up top. I couldn't. It would have been too crumped up. So you got to work with the pattern, not against the pattern, right? Okay, so let's see what this looks like after all this work. I think it looks gorgeous. I think it's beautiful once it's like all stretched out and gets some lighting here. What is with this lighting? Good God. I think once we start adding the rest of the flowers onto the sides too, it's all going to pull in together. I think it's all fantastic. Well, and now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. So we're going to have 2 attachment, 2 attachment, 2 attachment, 2 attachment, 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, and we're perfectly balanced back to normal. Okay guys, so what I did with it here was, let me just pull all of this together. So it was too much. It was crumpling up, attached on the third space. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me just tie here because my thread's coming apart. Okay, so where I did the 5 stitch, I only attached one. I took the other one out. It was crumpling up too much. So let's just recap. We have the 2 here, 2 there, and we still have 2 here with a 5 stitch grabbing this one here because it would have been left out. Okay, and the 2 attachments there. So I had the 3 attachment, but it was crumpling up too much, so I took it out, and I want to make sure that I showed you. So if you were doing that, and then you don't have to like worry at the end why it's like pulling, at least this way we know that it's not going to pull on the pattern, and it's just perfect. Okay, so we're just going to continue on to do the 4 on the next row. And so now we're going to start adding for the 4 flowers, okay, which is going to be easy because now we have all the count properly. So what you would do is, of course, we're going to add on these 2 here and on these 2 here, and then of course the next flower we would add them here and add them here. So very simple. So we're going to add on the second one here. One single, next space, and then your 2 groups again of double crochet. Next space, I'm going to attach it with a single. Next space, single. Next space, we're going to do the 2 groups. And we're going to come and attach on the other flower, which is the first one here. So the rest is very simple, nothing to it. So we're going to add the 4 flowers on this row, and then the next row will be 3, and then 2, and then 1. And we're done with the side, with the edge, I should say. No, no chain. Next one, back to back. So it's a little bit of work with this, obviously, you know. It's a very delicate pattern, so, but at least you know you have something beautiful, right? A little bit extra work, but so this is the next flower, and then we're going to add the next one here, here, and here. So we're going to add the next one on the 3 places. Okay. Okay, you guys, so I pretty much added the second one with this, where we're doing the 4 flowers. So the first one we'd add here and here. The second one we add here, top one and top one. Now we're going to add the third one, which is no different than this one. We're going to have to add here, here, and here. So we're going to add 3 places on this one here. Okay. So I'll meet you right after I finish adding, because it's always repeat the same thing. Okay, so here's the third one we added. So we added here, we added here, and we added here. Now we're going to add the last one, which is no different. So here, here, and here on the two here. So it's going to be like that. Here, those two, these two, and those two. And then we continue on to the next row of two, which will only be here and here. And then the second one will be here, here, and attached to the other one here. And then we have only one, which is attached only in two places. So I'm going to finish mine and then show you, and you can take a look, and then you have to do exactly the same thing to the other side. Okay, you guys, so I pretty much finished doing the end, as you see here. So we finish with one. And we have the two, and we have the three, and we have the four, we have the five, and we have the six. We're going to start with the side, which is also very simple. Now, I don't know how many it's going to take on the side, but we know there's 21 on the edges. So you need 42. So you should get them all prepared. And then we're going to go and create here on the side. So we're going to be attaching, of course, into the two here. But we need to do the 5 chain also here, okay? So I'm just going to finish doing this one here. And remembering what you're doing on this side, you have to do it on the other side too, okay? So one, no one. We're going to attach it first here, sorry. Here on the second one, so we're going to attach it here. Okay, so single, and then the two groups again. We're going to attach it on the first one here. Come and do the two groups, okay? And now we're going to do the five chain, okay? So we're going to do the two groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to come and attach it right here where the other, right in the corner where the other groups of 5 are. Okay, and we're going to do the 4 single crochet by skipping the first one here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Coming back and doing the two groups again. And 1 single and 2 groups again. Now, we need to lie it out to make sure that we know where we're going to attach it to, right? So at this point, I still have no idea. I have to always measure it. Just cut a little piece of... Okay. Well, we know this is going to stay like this, so that means we're going to skip 1, 2. So just give me a second here to figure this out. So we are here. That means we could attach it right here on 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 5th one. Okay, but you can lie yours because everybody's stitch is different. You flatten yours straight and you know exactly where it's going to end up. So my first attachment here on the side would be on the 5th row. Okay, and then of course I'm going to skip one and this one. So that's probably going to come here on this one here. So that means 5th, 6th, 7th, and then on the 8th row, I'm going to have to attach it again. But on the 8th row, we're going to do the 5 string again. So we're going to have this like really cool design. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I say it was? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So on the 5th row, good God, let me just put it straight again. I don't want it to be pulling either. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, 5th row. So I'm gonna grab it here, right in the center, so it doesn't crumple up or pull too much. So I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna do the other 2 groups. I'm gonna do my single, and I'm gonna do my 2 groups again. Okay. Now we're gonna do the 5 chain, but I have to see how it's gonna play out. Or do I need to do the 5 chain? Just give me a second here. I need to figure this out. So we're going to still do just the regular attachments. On the next one, we're going to do the 5 chain. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On your 8th one, we're going to attach it. Okay. On the 8th one, regular attachment. 1, 2, next space single, and 2 more. Now on this one we're going to do the 5 chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So always hardest is to get the first ones going, because then you know the other side is going to work out. You just have to follow the same procedure. Okay, so we're doing the 5th one here, and we're going to do from the one that we attached. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So we're going to count 3 from the one we attached. So 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one, counting from the one that we attached. So on the 4th place, on the 4th row from that attachment, we're going to attach the 5, and we're going to go back again, doing the singles on the chain of 5, and create the 2 groups, single, and create again. I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like, so you know that how many spaces you need to jump to keep doing those 5 chains. Okay, so all you have to do is pretty much copy the first one we're doing here now. Okay, I must have made a mistake somewhere. Hold on. Okay, so as you can, I thought I had made a mistake, but I didn't, thank God. So now we have 3 attachments of chain 5 on the corner. Then you're going to skip, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 5th one, you're going to do your first attachment. And then from the one that you attached, you're going to skip 1, 2. On your 3rd one, you're going to do your attachment. And then you're going to skip again 1, 2. And then on the 3rd one, you're going to do your chain of 5 and do your attachment. Now we're going to go into the next one, and I'll show you how it's redone again. We need to do also a chain 5 from the flower here on this one. So we're going to do the chain 5 here too. Okay. Okay, you guys, so we're going into the next one. Now, I just want to remind you, the whole sides is always going to take now 5 chain. You're always going to stick 2, and you're always going to have 5 chains. So you always have to count the same amounts, okay, as we're going to have here. So I'm just going to show you this one and probably the next one, and then the rest is always the same thing. So there's no point in me recording repeatedly the same thing. What you're going to do on this side and on the edge, the other edge is the same thing we just finished doing with the top edge we just did, and the other side of the pattern will be exactly the same way as we're doing this one now. So all you have to do is just follow that row and repeat the same thing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this one here also. So we put the 2, and we are going to do the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are going to put it on the same place as we have the 5 here. So not complicated at all. You come into the same place, put it in the middle of the square where you have the other one. Do your skip one, do your 5 singles. 2. My thread was stuck, good God. So I'm going to do the group, single. We're going to do the group of 2 again. Now, we know pretty much that the distance from the 5, or you could even check here, it's 1, 2, 3. So we know we have to skip, counting from the one that are attached. 1, 2, 3. So from the one that's attached here, we're going to count 3 rows, counting from the one that's attached, okay? Try to get you. So from the one that's attached, 1, 2, and 3. Same thing as here, 1, 2, 3. We did the 4th one. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have to do 4. So 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one, which would make sense. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to attach it here on the 4th one, counting from the one that's at that 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. So we're going to attach it. Do your 2 groups. Going to the next one with a single, do the group again. And now you see from the one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we did that one on the 5th one. Just check here. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to do it on the 4th one again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So we're counting 4 space in between them. Okay. Oh, but wait a minute. Are we still in the middle? Yes, we are. Okay. So we're going to attach a 2 regular here on the middle. And then the next one, we're going to do the 5 chain. So we're always going to have on the same flower 5 chain on each side. I'll show you again what I mean once I'm finished doing this group here. Okay, so once we've attached both, we're going to do the 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to count 4 space, counting from the one we attached. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to come back into skip a space and do our, this is too loose, and do our single. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now my stitch could be a little bit looser or a little bit tighter than yours. You put your flower down, you see what best fits. Straighten your flower, it will fall right into place. So not because I'm separating by 4 rows that yours will be exactly 4. Yours could be 3, it could be 5. Because your stitch is different than mine, right? Just pull this here together so you can see it. Now, if I find that it's pulling too much this way, that means I have to 1, 2, 3. So this is on the 4th, and it seems to be fine. 1, 2, 3. This is on the 4th. But if it's pulling too much, then I have no choice. I will have to go to the 5th one. So I am going to put it on the 5th one and see how that works out. So this is how you keep playing with it, okay? So you might have to do where the 5 stitch chain is, might have to go to the 5th and not the 4th. That one worked fine, but like I said, sometimes depending upon the stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me try the 5th one. If it lays down properly, I think it should be better. So I'm going to skip the first one. You know, and it's not like it's got to be a specific really number for it. You know, as long as you put both sides the same way so it can balance out, you're okay. And if you don't have enough at the end, well, then we back up a bit and we cheat a bit, right? It's not like we're drawing these things on paper and I'm going to stretch it out, see how that looks now. I think it looks much better because we want it to have that stretchy effect. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th one, this one, which is the same thing as the beginning. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one I did 4, it worked out fine, but if I needed to, I would have went down to the 5th. So this one is on the 5th, and I'm probably going to do them. I'm probably going to do 5 for all of them, okay? So I'm going to finish this one, and I'm going to redo one more, and then you're on your own. Okay, you guys, so again, we're going to add them on. So we're going to add on here first. So it's going to be repeatedly in the same way all the way down now. And the sides, the edges will be the same thing as the other side we did. So all you have to do is just rewind the video and follow through the same ways. So nothing to it, right? This is a big one, let me tell you that much. So that's why it's taking a lot of flowers, because it is a big piece. Okay, so you know that we have to do the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We attach the first 2. Now we need to do the 5 and attach it on the same place as we have the other 5. We're going to do the singles by skipping 1 space, going to the next one. So we're going to have 4 singles. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do the 2 groups inside of the same place. To complete our group, we're going to do a single in the next space, the 2 groups again. Now, we skipped 1, 2, 3. On your 4th space, the middle, the 4th. We're only skipping 5 where the strings are. 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, we're going to close it in. And 1, 2. I'm going to check after. Just going to do a little bit here just to see what it looks like. Okay, so in between the space we have 1, 2 on the 4th. So on the 4th also. So from the one we attached, 1, 2, 3 on the 4th, we attach this one, and then the next one we're going to do, I believe it's 5 space. 1, 2, 1, single. We do our 2 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to stretch it out. Okay, so as you see here, so we counted 1, 2, 3, and we did 4 on this one. But from the one here, 1, 2, 3 on the 5th one. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 4. I'm going to do it on the 5th one. So you know that the bottom one, you have to do it on the 5th one. Okay? The first one, it was on the 4th. Here we skipped 1, 2, 3, and we did 4. But this, the bottom 5 stitch, we're doing a separation of 5. Okay? And give it a nice and stretch out. Counting from the one that's attached. 1, 2, the straight. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to do our stitch, skip 1, and do a single, 4 singles, 3, 4, come back in the middle, 1, 2, and then we're going to close in our flower. 1, 2, single, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 more, single, and close it in. So we're going to take a look. There it is. Look at that, people. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so continue on. So you know now you have to attach here. Do your 5 on your next flower. Attach here. And then you need to count from the space that you attach. 1, 2, 3. On your 4th one, you're going to attach your middle piece. And then from the space you attach 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, you're going to attach your second. 1, 2, 3. On the 5th one, you're going to attach your last. So you have 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one is your first attachment. 4 again. Last one, the 5th. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you need to rewind again and look at it and continue putting the other ones as on the rewind, then it's going to pull you through all the way to pretty much, I have quite a bit to do still, pretty much to the end of the pattern, which you see there's quite a lot here. So I thank every single one of you very much, and thank you for your beautiful comments and for being part of this journey. I am going to have the display of the pictures and a little video at the end with it on top of my dining room table so you can look exactly what it looks like. Let me tell you, these colors do not do justice on camera, but it is extremely gorgeous. It's a burgundy, wineish, pinkish, peach, white cream. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming along. And for the new ones, I hope you're going to join us by subscribing. Please don't forget to give it those thumbs up on your way out. It is important for the video. And I will see you next time. Any comments, any suggestions, anything that you would like to see different, please feel free to ask. Leave it on the comment below. If the video is too fast for you, click on the 3 buttons up there. Slow down to the speed that you would like. And thank you so much, everybody. God bless. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, you guys, I wanted to show you something. I know that I have closed off already with you guys, but I wanted to show you because I noticed that sometimes when you guys miss a stitch somewhere or something goes wrong, some of you, not all of you, go into panic mode. And there's no need to panic mode. So I did on my side, okay? And I came to the last one on the side here because this is the corner one. And my count did not meet like the top. So with that being said, that means that I wouldn't have enough to put another one here. I wouldn't have enough space. So I had to stretch this one out. That means that I had to recount different this last flower, okay? So normally we do 1, 2, 3, and we'd go into the 4th. I went into the 6th, okay? And then 1, 2, 3, we would have, and 4, we would have went into the 4th on this one. I went into the 5th. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then I had my, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had skipped 6 from here. It doesn't change anything on the pattern as you see. It just makes it a tiny bit, a little bit more wider here. But it's not really noticeable because if you notice, you know, the other space, it looks the same because there's so much happening with the pattern. So I wanted to come back and show you and let you know, because I'm sure I'm going to get questions on that, or I'm going to get panic mode from some of you. No need for it. You just skip until you can stretch enough. So instead of skipping 5, skip 6. Or instead of skipping 4, skip 6. Instead of skipping 5, skip 6 again. Okay, and it works out just perfect, just the same. Okay, and also on the description box, I will leave how many flowers I needed for this pattern, so you can prepare all your flowers ahead. And if you're doing the same size, I also will leave the measurements to this table runner. Like I said, if you use Aunt Lydia number 10, it will be way much smaller and not as wide either, but you can go the length you want. Obviously, you just keep up with the design on the pattern. So I just wanted to clear that with you. With the last flower here, I had to skip a few more rows in order to get it in, because I would not have enough to put another flower here. And this is already the corner flower, like the other top corner flower, okay? So just want to clear that with you. And it doesn't change nothing on the pattern. The pattern still looks gorgeous, the same as you can see. And that's about it. So I'll leave all the information, the links below to the pattern, to the flower. You can create the flower before, like I said, don't do the white around it. Keep that to the end in order to last row apply into the pattern, okay? So, and if you're going to do the same size as this one, which is big, this is like 6 to 8 to 10, 12 seater, Aunt Lydia number 3. And if you're going for a 4-seater, then use Aunt Lydia number 10. Okay, so I thank you so much. 100% cotton. This is needle number 3. If you're going to use Aunt Lydia, I believe it's 1.75, something like that. And I'll have the reveal at the end. Thank you so much, everybody, okay?